Now, I'm not trying to sound thirsty right off the rip or anything, but if y'all can just hit that subscribe button and give me a like, comment, whatever it is that y'all want to say, if you enjoy this content or whatnot, and enjoy the video. God damn, this team is scary. Welcome, everybody. First of all, where are my manners? To the very first episode of Jura6ix, where we offer NBA analysis with a focus on the Toronto Raptors. As we all know, the Raptors were champions just 2 seasons ago. That's NBA champions, for those of y'all who are concerned with titles. With the departure of 2 times Finals MVP and NBA champion Kawhi Leonard, it was no longer clear whether these Raptors would be able to contend for back-to-back championships. Fast forward toward the end of 2020, 2021. That season, the Raptors looked like they were ready to do some serious damage, didn't they? Right in that bubble. That dreaded bubble during the NBA playoffs. Yeah, that one. People were scared. Celtics were fucking scared. Anyways, despite giving them a run for their money, the Raptors were eventually eliminated in 7 games by the Boston Celtics, nearly making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they would have faced off against the Miami Heat. Most of us would agree things could have gone either way in that series. Am I right or am I wrong? And the Raptors could very well have made the finals without Kawhi Leonard, and given the eventual LeBron-led Los Angeles Lakers a run for their fucking money. Despite their unexpected success during the 2020 season, our Raptors had their sights set on the 2020 offseason, where they ensured to leave enough cap space to sign. Man, this one hurts. Eventual NBA champion and Finals MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, and unfortunately for the Raptors, for our beloved Raptors, Giannis decided to sign with Milwaukee in the offseason. Anyways, fast forward a few weeks later, and the Raptors were hit with the sudden departure of their top 2 centers, Mr. Serge Ibaka, Mafuzi Chef himself, and Marc Gasol, who was aging and whose best years were obviously behind him. A former DPOY, I think that was 2013 that he was killing it in Memphis. Oh man, that squad was crazy with Zebo and all that. You remember that? Remember that kind of basketball? What a league we're in now, I'll leave that for another video, like a rant video. Something like that. But anyways. So, to the surprise of the Raptors and their fans, right, the team lose their 2 main bigs, leaving Raptors with a big hole at the 5 position. And everybody who watched, every Raptors fan that watched last season's season, if you want to call it that, where we were in Tampa Bay, Florida, home away from home, if you want to call it a home. And our players were struck with COVID, still had to play. We crawled our way back up to 4th place after starting 2-8. And, with no center, except for Aaron Baynes to start for us. It was Aaron fucking Baynes. You're not... he played way worse than he could possibly have played. The dude was not bad, and he averaged a double-double in Phoenix. Had like a 37-point performance where he made like fucking 9... Looked like fucking Steph Curry that game. Aaron Baynes. Like Crockett, mate. That was a big one. That was a big one for fucking Toronto, man. Like, the Raptors got fucked on that one. And you can't blame Ujiri and whatnot because at the end of the day, he didn't expect Mark and Serge to just fucking cut. You know, and plus he did expect Giannis to come over. I mean, obviously he's not an idiot. You know, the roots were there, right? Like from like, I think it was Masai. Yeah, it was Masai helped Giannis's family migrate from the Congo or Nigeria, was it? One of the two. My apologies. I'll clear up on that. I'll brush up on that. To Greece, where he would then migrate to the NBA and America, essentially. Now, this is not all about Giannis. This is obviously about the Raptors, and like I do like to rant, and I do tend to rant. It's a bit of both, but let's just go on here. In an attempt to replace some of that center production, right? The Raptors signed big man Aaron Baynes, right? I mean, the dude, it was actually 11.5 points per game, 5.6 rebounds. So it wasn't a double-double that he was averaging. But he was on 58% shooting from the field. All right? The dude did not shoot 58% for the Toronto Raptors. And he had a respectable 35% clip from beyond the arc. I don't know what happened to this dude. I don't know what he saw when he went back to Australia in the summer or whatever. Like, you know, I mean, we got to figure it out. Like, this dude's seen some shit. This dude saw like a fucking golden dart frog kill some saltwater crocodile or something. And to all my Aussie people out there, this is all out of love. You know, I'm just saying, like, goddamn, y'all got some creatures out there. Goddamn, y'all got some creatures out there. But I would love to visit. I mean, I ain't no like, you know, like I mean, hey, YOLO. Thanks for that one, Drake. Moving on. Although it was obvious the Raptors would miss the defensive IQ and playmaking of Gasol, and the hustle and defense, and obviously efficiency that Serge Ibaka, who became a stretch 4. I guess he was a bit of both, 4 and 5 he played for the Raptors, right? But he's always been a 4, you know, and now with the small ball NBA and whatnot, like, I guess he had to transition. He transitioned early, though. This guy started shooting outside. Remember the old Serge? That guy would dunk on everybody, block every shot. There was still hope. Anyways, there was still hope that the Raptors could still make some noise with the continued development and improvement of their young core. Right? So we had Pascal Siakam, we had veteran Grote, Kyle Lowry, a very good borderline all-star Fred VanVleet, and defensive stud, and I am predicting from now, and I will make videos on this person, OG Anunoby. Let me tell you, when I say this guy is going to be an all-star, very soon, this season, I am predicting it's going to be this season. But if it's not this season, then he will be an all-star next season, because the dude has only been trending upwards. And if you look at his stats, and if you look at Kawhi Leonard's stats in their first couple of years, you know, like their first 3-4 years even, you will see the same trajectory that this dude is taking. It's not news to a lot of people because, you know, y'all follow Raptors content. Y'all have seen probably the same videos I've seen and whatnot, but I'm just going to point that out here. OG Anunoby is going to be a DPOY All-NBA, All-Star level player because he's been groomed the right way and he was given the chance by Masai Ujiri and co. to develop the right way. And I'm going to shout out one of my favorite YouTubers, NBA Chev. Because Chev, you talk some real shit, my brother. And I'll tell you, like, OG Anunoby, they really got to put some respect on this man's name because he's the real deal. And the Raptors development system, as you always like to point out, Chef, is the reason why OG's been able to blossom into what he has, or what he is blossoming into before our eyes. An elite defensive, more than 3-and-D wing who can create his own shot now, as we're seeing in the preseason, this early preseason. So yeah, shout out to my man Chev over there. Y'all subscribe to his channel. Listen to him, man. That guy can talk. That guy got some serious content there, man. You know, like a wise man. And man's from NY, New York City. You know? Or was it Brooklyn? But one of the two. And he's from New York. Yeah, he's from New York. I remember that. And he's a Raptors fan. So shout outs to him. Probably a bigger Raptors fan than a lot of real Raptors fans. Or quote unquote real Raptors fans that we got out here. But that's not to say that I don't fuck with a lot of y'all. Because Toronto Raptors fans, we know what it is. We're the real deal out here. You know, it's a whole country supporting one team, Canada's team. So anyways, in a league full of shooters, where pace and space is the norm, the Raptors decided to counterpunch with a roster featuring youth, length, and overall hunger for improvement. This is what we have in front of us right now, guys. All right, this team it's got players in it that are hungry. It's got players in it that are motivated. All right, it's got youth and NBA championship experience. It's a deadly mix. These kids are going to learn. They're going to learn fast. Most of today's NBA have teams that feature players who are more or less restricted to one or two positions. Am I right or am I wrong? There are a few exceptions. But most players, they fit into that one or two positions, and that's it. Maybe three. That they can be effective in. Usually due to height restrictions and overall player archetype. This team has 6'9" mans galore. It has mans that are 6'9" with 7 foot plus wingspans that are able to defend and they have room to grow their attacking offensive game to a point that is either respectable or goddamn all-star level, because Masai Ujiri and co are known for being able to find these diamonds in the rough. And not to mention, we had a 4th overall pick in Scotty Barnes, which we haven't had with Masai yet. So if he's been able to turn 27th overall picks like Pascal Siakam into this, OG Anunoby 23rd overall into what he's turning into, Norman Powell into what he turned into, and he was a 2nd round pick, I believe. Now we got Delano Banton, who I believe has the defensive potential with a lot of growth for offensive shot. His shots are off, but his playmaking and vision is on a elite level, especially for his height and the way he dribbles. That guy can play, man. That guy can play. And he's from Toronto. So, I mean, that guy's extra motivated in this lockout, season from Toronto, like this whole year where we couldn't play in the Scotiabank Arena, and now he's coming back home, and he has something to prove. And this guy got signed to a 2. My God, bro, are you crazy? Are you shit's gonna be real. Shit's gonna be crazy, man. Shit's gonna be crazy in Toronto. I'm telling you, the next few years, look, do you guys remember the San Antonio Spurs? We are the new Spurs. It's very clear. The development, the continuity, elite coaching. Greg Popovich, come on. Nick Nurse is emulating. He's like his own version of that. With all that international experience and he's got balls. Nick Nurse got the cojones, man. This guy will try shit out in front of any team. This guy will try. Nick Nurse is a GOAT, man. He's one of he's the Steph Curry of coaching right now, because he's changed the way coaching is approached, the way coaching is performed in the NBA. Who else coaches like Nick? This guy will reach into his bag any fucking time and try out the box and one that he tried out with Curry to close out the finals. Against Golden State. That's it. That's just one example. That's a high school defense. He won a championship with a high school defense. If that's not wizardry, then what is? Not the Washington Wizards. That shit don't look like magic to me. Orlando Magic don't look like magic to me for sure. Even with Jalen Suggs, who I'm glad we didn't pick. Because Scotty Barnes fits the archetype that I was mentioning before. And y'all that know this. The Raptors are going to shock a lot of people this year. And the coming years. And there's going to be a whole new dynamic. A whole new way of building a team that will be on display for everybody else, all the other franchises on the NBA to watch and to learn from. We won a championship in Toronto. We won a championship in a Canadian city that is a hockey first city, where they haven't seen championships at this level of sports in 50 fucking years. This is the real deal. Masai Ujiri came here and within 7 years or so won us a chip. And we're only 25 years old or so, this franchise, if I'm not mistaken. We are younger than the Leafs by a century almost. That team is old. That team is like it's older than any NBA team before it even set foot on the court. And by the way, the first of all, basketball was invented in Canada, and the first team to play an NBA game, the first NBA game was held in Toronto, and one of the teams was Toronto. And we were not one of the original teams in the NBA. And that is sad, because why even hold the first game ever, NBA game ever in Toronto, if it's not even going to be a fucking team? I think it was against Philly or something. I don't remember. Boston. I don't remember. One of those. Alas. And by the way, Delano Banton, I'm going to also say this about him. This kid has all-star potential. My boy Chev made a video about it as well. I'm speaking to him like he's my boy, but honestly, that guy knows. You know, he brought a lot of things to light for me. You know? And I'm going to say that, I agree with you on that one too, Chev. Delano is going to be an all-star. Especially if he continues to stay in Toronto and work on his craft and get the development that we can offer. You know? So with Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Gary Trent Jr., all positioned for breakout years, not to mention an expected rebound season. Remember, Pascal Siakam was All-NBA a couple seasons ago. From former All-Star starter Pascal Siakam to what he's being talked about like now, it's fucking like, it's a lack of faith. All right, you don't just flukely become an all-star in this league, with a few exceptions, which is hard to really think about right now. And I don't want to really call anyone out. So, we won't call them. Former all-star Pascal Siakam, and I know Chris Boucher, who was a six-man candidate. This Raptor team clearly has more weapons than most of the NBA top analysts. You know, they care to recognize. You know, McNurse, he's going to have all these weapons now at his disposal. You know, like, I don't even think us not having like a true center, like a 7-foot center, is going to make a big difference with all these long ass motherfuckers like just guarding everybody and destroying every team, because they could hold hands at the fucking perimeter and they would cover the whole fucking the whole perimeter. That's how long these guys are. Most of the Nick Nurse is just gonna have a field day mixing and matching these lineups. It's gonna be fucking biblical. If the Raptors are able to take a step forward offensively, it would be to no surprise. It should be no surprise if they land in the top 4 teams in the East. Just based off their defensive versatility alone, because look at the Utah Jazz. In the regular season, even if we do have things that, if teams don't scheme like that in the regular season for defenses that are elite. Look, exhibit A is Rudy Gobert and Utah. You know, he got shut down in the playoffs. Like, the dude was a non-factor, and then their defensive anchor was no longer there. And then what? They were duppied by Denver, I think. Anyways, defense wins games, especially in the playoffs. Offense can keep you in a game, but if you can't score, you better be able to stop others from scoring, or you're gonna fucking lose. It's a scary thought to think that the Raptors have youth, immense potential, and players with, you know, hungry and humble, I might add, attitude towards improvement. How many teams can we say have that? It's true. It seems that the Raptors are trying to alter the way the game is being played out here, and the type of teams that NBA franchises put together. The type of teams that NBA are putting together, those trends are going to change. And we should wear it with pride that it's going to be because of us and our management. Toronto fucking Raptors, yo. Toronto motherfucking Raptors. We the fucking North, baby. Guys, this could very well be the start of a new era of positionless basketball. And we shall be proud that it's starting up north. If all goes according to plan, I'm going to end it with this. All right? I'm going to end it with this. If all goes according to plan, the Raptors could very well be a juggernaut within the next year or two. A juggernaut. What is a juggernaut? A team that could very well become a dynasty and that is unstoppable. It's a shoo-in for a finals appearance year in, year out. A juggernaut is what the San Antonio Spurs were. Why do I say just the Spurs? Not any of the big three or Miami Heat. There have been a lot of juggernauts, but a juggernaut that's built the way we are trying to build, develop talent, that is a juggernaut of the elite kind, like the San Antonio Spurs. And let me also add that a big three of Miami, the Miami Heat's big three of LeBron, prime, Dwayne Wade, prime, Bosh, prime, Ray Allen. You know, he was still good. He wasn't in his prime, but he was like tail end of his career, and he was good for them. They were stacked. And San Antonio, the second time around, do you guys remember how they destroyed Miami? Miami, LeBron couldn't do fuck all against that type of play. It wasn't just Kawhi. It was Tim Duncan was in the tail end of his career. These guys were all in the tail end of Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili. All these guys. Manu Ginobili was fucking at the biggest ball spot in the NBA at the time. The dude, people had to clean up his hairs after games from the court. I swear. Anyways, like, that's what a juggernaut is, and we're gonna be that type of juggernaut. The NBA better be ready. I'm saying this is the true preview to the 2021-2022 season. If you're a Raptors fan, you know, this is what we all should be looking forward to. We got David Johnson. We got Justin Champagne. Go look at the highlights of these people. Where does Masai find these people? On the same fucking planet that all the other NBA GMs could. As long as this team stays healthy and continues to improve, the sky is truly the motherfucking limit. In the coming years, I see us becoming a dynasty. Thanks y'all for watching Jura6ix, or listening to Jura6ix rather. Hit that like and the subscribe button. Support the channel. And I look forward to posting more and more content for y'all in the coming weeks. We got fantasy basketball predictions, we got game reactions, we got analysis, we got rants, we got the whole shebang. And also hype videos. Y'all should check out that first hype video I posted. That's kind of like a preview hype video for the season, but I'm trying to do it like every week, whatever games there are. So if it's like game 1, 2, 3, like let's say we had 3 games that week, I'm gonna post a highlight video that is like hype like, a hype highlight reel video, if those are the right terms I'm using here. But anyways, it's late at night. Y'all have a good day. Good night. And I will speak to y'all later.